Hi, my name is Muhammad and I explain Azurizal. My medical card number is 01 DEEF 4138.
Hi, my name is Fahad bin Faris Azmi and my matrix number is 01DE25F1137.
First, when using an analog multimeter, we must always check and set the correct range before measuring. This is to avoid damaging the meter if the value is higher than expected. Second, we need to inspect the probe and wire before use. If the insulation is cracked or broken, it can cause electric shock or infrared. Three, when using measuring DC, we should connect the red probe to the positive side and the black probe to the negative side. If the polarity is reversed, the meter movement can be damaged. Four, we must never measuring the resistance on the left circuit. This is because the resistance mode has its own battery and connecting it to a leaf circuit can damage the
Now,
multimeter.
for example, this analog multimeter I'm holding right now, it should be placed in a dry area where it will not be subject to any physical damage. Do not drop your multimeter because dropping a multimeter, especially an analog meter, it can affect your future readings and the accuracy of your multimeter. Or worse, your multimeter may not function anymore. When you want to check high voltages, don't use low range to make sure it will not be overloaded. Then, never switch settings. If you want to check voltage, then you should only use voltage meter. If you want to check for current, use only current meter.
Now I'm going to demonstrate you how to measure a resistor using a multimeter. So before we start measure, make sure our multimeter is on off. But if you don't have off in a multimeter, just put it in the highest port so that it won't so the battery in the multimeter won't run out. So now in this breadboard we have three types of resistor: 150, 100 and 220. So I'm going to show you to calculate the resistance total. So make sure we have a positive probe and a negative probe. So before we start, we put our multimeter in a times 10 ohm and just put it, and before that, just put it and adjust it to the zero adjustment in this blue scale for ohm meter. So now just put the positive one in this corner and the negative probe in the other corner. So then we got the total resistance around 140 ohm meter. Now we're going to measure one of the resistor, which is 150 resistor. So make sure the multimeter is just like before and put it in zero adjustment before using it. So then we're going to the positive probe is one at the other end, and the negative one, instead of putting it here, we just putting it the same 150 resistor so that it won't calculate all of the three. So when you calculate, we got a 160 ohm meter. Okay, for the second resistor, we're just going to do the same. So put it in here and other here. Make sure it doesn't touch the other resistor. So we're going to have the need around 110 ohm meter. Okay, that's all for me. So before we store the items, make sure the multimeter is always off so that the battery can keep going. So thanks for watching and goodbye.